revision program. So let me welcome Neha of Government Girls Higher Secondary School, Neyachingara, for the prayer song. Neha, please.
ആയിൽ തുടങ്ങുന്നു ഭാഷ അമ്മയിലുണരുന്നു സ്നേഹം അറിവുകൾ പകരുന്നിതധ്യാപകർ തണലായി നിൽക്കുന്നിതച്ഛൻ നമ്മെ തളരാതെ കാക്കുന്നു ദൈവം ആയിൽ തുടങ്ങുന്നു ഭാഷ അമ്മയിലുണരുന്നു സ്നേഹം അറിവുകൾ പകരുന്നിതധ്യാപകർ തണലായി നിൽക്കുന്നിതച്ഛൻ നമ്മെ തളരാതെ കാക്കുന്നു ദൈവം നമ്മെ തളരാതെ കാക്കുന്നു ദൈവം നമ്മെ തളരാതെ കാക്കുന്നു ദൈവം.
Thank you, Neha. So let me welcome our chief guest of the day, Sri Johnson, sir. For the last week and this week also, sir is conducting our vision classes for us. We all are thankful to you, sir, for your great mind and to be with us. So I welcome our dearest Johnson sir to say on behalf of the DU Neyachinkara and all the schools of DU Neyachinkara and all our beloved children. Welcome, sir. So now I hand over the mic to our dearest Johnson sir.
So thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your welcoming words. So, hi guys, how are you?
Fine, sir.
Okay, good,
Fine,
good,
sir.
fine, fine. Okay. So, in the last class, we discussed about the third unit. We didn't go much about that third lesson, that is the danger of a single story. That is also an important story. So, the possible and one possible discourse that may come arise from that particular unit is maybe prepare 5 to 6 interview questions for to ask. Suppose if you are a reporter and you were destined or you are asked to interview her, prepare 5 or 6 interview questions. That is one task that normally comes for the examination. Uh, then one more thing, you have to have a thorough reading of all the lessons, because I told you that last year and the year last before, you know department had made some arrangements owing to COVID, because classes were almost online or digital classes were conducted. So we didn't have a face-to-face or offline classes. But this year, so they had what to say. We had some focus area, some lessons were deleted, or you had enough choices last year, or such things won't be there for this year. So this year, it will be like the exams that we conducted in 2020 and 19 or years before that. So we have to be very thorough with the textbook. You just read, whatever discourses asked. If we know the textbook or if we know the story, we can write it. That is one thing I would like to say you. Then we'll move on to the uh, third unit, the fourth unit, that is flights of fantasy. Flights of fancy. That is a unit title there. Before that, let me share my screen. 1 second. Is my screen visible to you now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine, fine. Okay, good. May I mute my video for? I'll unmute it later. Okay, and we discuss. Now you can pin my screen, you may find there, two IDs will be there. One my login ID and the other will my Meet ID, and the other will be my presentation ID will be there. So you can pin that so that you can see it a little more bigger. Okay, fine. Okay. Now can you see the slide? Can you see the slide there?
No,
Hello?
sir.
You
No,
can't
sir.
see.
No, sir.
Okay, one second, one second. Let me check. Let me check. Now can you see the slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Good, good. So the third or the fourth unit is titled as Flights of Fancy. There we have three literary pieces. One is The Scholarship Jacket, a short story by the American author Martha Salinas. Then The Never Never Nest, a one-act play by Cedric Mount, and a poem titled Poetry by the famous Chilean poet that is Pablo Neruda. These are the three uh, pieces that you have got to study in the fourth unit. And this is also one among the important units because the scholarship jacket is a very important lesson. Likewise, poetry also is a very important poem that you have to go through. Okay, let us see. This unit is titled as Flights of Fantasy. It consists of three literary pieces: one a short story, a one-act play, and a poem. They are actually set independent. There are three independent literary pieces, but they are thematically interlinked. Self esteem is the main theme of these units, self esteem. So the first one is Scholarship Jacket. It's a short story by Martha Salinas. And this story speaks about the obstacles Martha had to encounter, face in her school days for getting a scholarship jacket, the prestigious award, which was um, a tradition in the school where Martha studied. That is a Texas school, the small Texas school. So that is the story, the scholarship jacket. Then the second one is a poem titled Poetry, written by Pablo Neruda. He's a Chilean poet. Yes, his experience of being embraced by creativity, how he became or how he was molded as a poet. And the third one is this, The Never Never Nest is a one-act play. One-act play meaning a play which has only one setting. That is one-act play, depicting a couple, Jack and Jill. In that one-act play, you find a couple, Jack and Jill, a husband and wife, and who they brought each and every luxury of life. What are the lists? They have the radiogram, they have the refrigerator, they have the car, they have everything at home, they have the piano, everything, every comforts they have, and they bought all these things on installment basis and are living cheerfully without being even aware that they would be struggling under the burden in the near future. That means in the near future they would become a bankrupt because the earning of Jack is, his expenditure is lesser than what he earns. So to overcome all this, he again borrows money from uh, the money lenders, and finally they would have end up into bankruptcy. വലിയ കടക്കണിയിൽ അവർ അകപ്പെടാം. And they were reminded by their dear Aunt Jane. Let us go through the lessons one by one. Okay, did you get an idea about the unit actually? How many pieces are the literary pieces are there?
Three.
Okay, which are they? The scholarship jacket
The
by.
scholarship jacket, poetry, the never never nest.
Okay, very good. Fine, fine. We'll move on to the next. The scholarship jacket I told you. Martha is a little girl who was studying in the 8th standard, and No, she had to face some obstacles, some hindrances um, in her school days. For what? To possess the covetous scholarship jacket. And this is a prestigious award given to the class valedictorian, the student who maintains the highest grade for 8 years. That is valedictorian, the student who maintained the highest grade for 8 years. And it was a beautiful. What was this gold? Scholarship jacket. It was a beautiful gold and green jacket, and it had a very big gold S on the left front side. You can see that on the image. The left front side there is a big S, which means scholar, and the left front side, and your name will be written on in gold letters on the pockets. So Martha, it is written somewhat like that. So this is the scholarship jacket, and the obstacles that Martha had to face or encounter in getting this covetous meaning ആരും കൊതിക്കുന്നത് അതാണ് covetous എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് scholarship jacket. Okay, fine. Now the main events of the story. Scholarship jacket is written by Martha Salinas. She belongs to California in America. Martha is the main character in the story, and Texas school had a tradition. They awarded a beautiful gold and green jacket to the class valedictorian. I told you who a class valedictorian is, the student who maintains the highest grades for 8 years. So Martha was the awardee, actually, or the deserving student, but she had to face some difficulties, or she has to encounter some obstacles in getting that scholarship jacket. And Martha got the highest grade always, so she deserved the award. But she belongs to a poor family, her father to the care of her grandparents. Yes, in the school, she had Mrs. Schmidt, her history teacher, supported her, but the other teacher, her math teacher, that is Mr. Boone, wanted to give the jacket to Joel, and there is some reason for that because Joel, his father was a member of the school advisory board, school board, and also he was a influential person because he owned the one and only store in the city, in the town, and most of the teachers may be consumers of this particular store. So it was not uh, what to say. It's not good. It's not a good thing to make him an enemy. So that's why Mr. Boone argued in favor of Joel. Okay, then, but Martha, the principal asked Martha to pay $15 for the jacket. Till that year, it was given free of cost. They didn't charge any money from the awardee. But that particular year, when Martha was to receive the scholarship jacket, the school board had changed their policy. So, what was the change in policy? Can anybody say what was the change in policy regarding the
$15 had to be paid for the scholarship jacket.
Yeah, very good, very good. $15 should be paid for the scholarship jacket. And Martha was in a dilemma. She was in a confused state. So the principal called her to his office room and told that Martha, you have to bring the money tomorrow, otherwise it will be given to the next in the line. Next in the line, who is the next in the line?
Yeah.
Joan was the next in the line. I'm sorry. But Martha said, "Sir, I cannot tell you a decision now. I have to go home and I'll tell my grandfather. And if he permits, I'll bring the money tomorrow." That's what Martha said. And she went back home. She was so sad. She went to grandfather and they had a conversation. But finally, grandfather said that he was not ready to pay the money. And for why he was not willing to give the money, he had a particular reason. And Martha also knew that it was right. Our grandfather's decision or argument was right. What did grandfather say? And
If you
Martha,
pay for it, it is not a scholarship
if you
jacket.
pay for it, Martha, then it's not a scholarship jacket. The scholarship jacket is an award, a prestigious, a covetous award. And if you pay for it, then there is no purpose in having that scholarship jacket. If you deserve it, or if it is an award, it should be given free of cost. That was the argument of grandfather. And Martha knew that grandfather was right. But even then, she had some sort of hatred, or she hated grandfather for that particular reason. for not giving her the money. Finally, the principal changed his decision. So the next day, Martha came to principal's office and the principal asked, "What did your grandfather say?" My grandfather said that he's not willing to pay the money because what he said is, if you pay for the jacket, then it is not a scholarship jacket. That is the reason he said, or he put across, for not giving the money. Thus, the scholarship, the principal changed the decision. He felt, he might have had a feeling of guilty for falsifying the records. Thus, finally, the scholarship jacket was awarded to Martha, which was her dream. Then, another important incident in this story is Martha eavesdrop. Do you remember that word, eavesdrop? Can anyone say the meaning of it?
To listen to a
Private,
conversation
yeah, to listen
secretly.
to a private conversation. While Martha was coming back to take her pea shots, she heard her teachers were arguing in the classroom, but she was hesitant to get inside and she sat near the door. And when she listened, when she eavesdropped, you know, she understood that it was about her. So Mr. Schmidt was supported her, as I told you earlier. He was in favor of Martha, but Mr. Moore was against Martha. He wanted to give the jacket to Joel, and actually that Martha, overhearing her teachers arguing, Martha was in a dilemma. She was, um, she, in the story it says that she was shocked to shocked to hear that, and she was uh, rooted flat to the wall with a graffiti written over there. അവിടെ പതിപ്പിച്ചു വെച്ചിരുന്ന അക്ഷരങ്ങളോട് കൂടെ അവൾ ലയിച്ചു പോയി. She was in a confused dilemma. She did not know what to say or what to do. So that is one main incident in the story. Okay, next, hope you have got an idea about what the story, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
good,
sir.
very good.
Yes,
Then
sir.
look at these vocabulary items. These are the possible vocabulary items that would be asked from this particular lesson. One is valedictorian. Valedictorian is a student who maintained the highest grade. Can somebody read it for me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Valedictorian, the student who had maintained the highest grades.
Yes.
Graffiti, writings on the wall.
Wall.
Coincidence, the fact of two things happening at the same time by chance.
Yeah. One
Fidgeted,
second. Coincidence here means the teachers arguing inside the classroom and Martha listening or eavesdrop, listening to that conversation. That is a coincidence mentioned here. Okay, good.
fidgeted, to
Yeah,
keep moving your body, hands or feet because you are nervous, bored, excited, etc.
yeah, fidgeted. Very good.
Dismay, distress caused by trouble or something unexpected.
Yeah, disappointment. That is dismay.
Eavesdrop, to listen secretly to a private conversation.
Very good.
With a vengeance, it is an idiom to a
Ah,
greater degree than expected.
yeah, with a vengeance. To a greater degree than expected. Then last one.
Falsify, to make something false by adding to or changing it.
Yes, falsify. Falsify the records. Yes. So these are the possible vocabulary items. I told you that in the first 6 questions will be from a comprehension prose, isn't it? So if a passage comes from this particular lesson, these are the possible that could be asked. Okay, you got it right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then comprehension passages. You know the passage. Shall we read the questions? Can you answer it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Who were arguing when Martha reached her classroom to collect her physical education shots? Easy.
Mr. Schmidt and Mr. Boone.
Yeah, Mr. Schmidt and Mr. Boone. Do you want to write it a little more, little more, then you can say Mr. Boone, Mr. Schmidt, her history teacher, Mr. Boone, her math teacher. Yes. What was the topic of their argument?
To whom should be given the scholarship jacket?
So about selecting who to be the awardee of the scholarship jacket that year. Isn't it? Right? Good. Then Third one, identify the word from the passage, which means to listen secretly a private conversation.
Eavesdrop.
Eavesdrop.
Eavesdrop, eavesdrop, Eavesdrop. Okay, good. How did Martha feel when she realized that the argument was about her?
She was shocked.
She was
She was shocked. Then,
She felt that she was merging into the graphic too.
she
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
rooted flat against the wall.
Rooted flat against the graffiti. Okay, good, good. Okay, the last one. Why was Mr. Boone arguing in Joan's favor?
Because
Because
John
John's father was a
was a
member
member
of the
of the
school board
board and
and
he
a member
owns
in
the
the
only
board
store in town.
town. And he owns the only one store.
Okay, okay. And also, he was an influential man. Then the last one, I refuse to do it. I don't care who her father is. Her grades don't even begin to compare to Martha's. I won't lie or falsify records. Question. That's a statement from the lesson and from the passage. Who is I mentioned here, and what quality of that person do you infer from this statement?
Mr.
Mr.
Schmidt
Schmidt is
Ah,
the
mentioned
person.
here. His
ah,
honesty and straightforward.
he is honest and straight.
Straightforward.
Okay, very good, very good. Yes, these are the answers. He's an ideal teacher. The sixth one, he's an ideal teacher. He argues for Martha as her grades are comparatively higher than Joan. He's not ready to falsify the records. He's straightforward. He's a person with good personality. Straightforward and very strict also. Disciplinarian. Okay. These are some of the attributes that we can add to that to say the quality of that person. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Shall we move on to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then another one, the possible discourse is a profile. Profile of Martha could be asked. You know how to write a profile. In the last class we have discussed it, right? Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So name Martha Silas, born, okay. Coalinga in California. Then schooling. You know how to develop this schooling. How will you develop that hint into a sentence?
She studied in the Texas school.
He studied in this Texas school, or
She
he
graduated from in the Texas.
no, schooling is not the place. Yeah, graduated also can be used because they have a different system of education there. Okay, she graduated from the Texas school,
Texas.
Texas. Then another graduation is also given there. That is about her degree. She got graduated. She got graduated, or she was graduated in creative writing from the University of California at Irvine. Then famous as. How will you develop that hint?
She is famous as an American broadcast journalist, a news anchor, and as a writer.
And as a writer. Okay, good, fine. Work that you know. Then look at this informal letter. Look at this question. Martha has maintained the A grade in her eighth grade too. Till seven, she maintained that grade, and even in the eighth standard also, she maintained that highest grade, A grade. She is looking forward to winning the scholarship jacket. She decides to share her dream with her friend. Write the likely letter. So this is a friendly letter, right? Or an informal letter. You know what an informal letter? What is an informal letter?
Letters that are sent to our friends, relatives, friendly
Yeah,
letter.
yeah, friendly letter, isn't it? One more thing is that while writing these letters, you needn't stick on to any formalities. ഒരു ഔപചാരികതയും വേണ്ട ഇവിടെ ഈ കത്ത് എഴുതുമ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് തുറന്ന് എഴുതാം. That is why it's called to be an informal letter, because you are and you are talking, or you are conveying ideas with your friend. So while you're talking, or while you're conveying an idea with your friend, you can be very informal. That's why it's called to be an informal letter. But still, that we have to keep certain, um, you know, certain things we have to remember. First one, what will you write first when you write a friendly letter?
Sender's address.
Sender's address. There you can write then the house name, then what? place. For example, suppose if Martha is writing this letter, what will you write there? Sender's address. What will you write?
Martha Salinas.
Do we need to write that name, Martha Salinas?
Yes.
Do we need to write it or need it?
No.
You know, no need to write. Just write what her house name or street or house number or something like that.
Okay, sir.
Then below that, for example,
Then please.
Coalinga, California. That's enough, right?
Yes, sir.
That is
Sir.
what comes. You needn't mention your name while writing an informal letter because you're writing to your friend or your relative. They know you very well personally, so you just mention your house name. Below that, the place, and next is you have to write the date. Date can be written in figures, or you can write it in with figures and words. For example, 13th January 2023, like that. See, look how it is. 10th December 2020. Then it is salutation. What is the third thing?
Salutation.
Salutations. So that is a phrase which we use to address a person through a letter. Salutation, isn't it? So what can be the salutation here? Possible salutations.
My
Dear
dear
friend,
friend.
My dear friend,
dear uncle and
dear uncle, aunt, then dear friend. Then if you know your friend's
Dear plus name.
pardon,
Dear and name.
dear Martha or dear Rosie, right, like that. Dear plus name you can write, or if you know the pet name of that person you are writing, then you can write dear Achu or dear Chindu or dear Rosie, like that. That is also possible. So that makes your letter more impressive, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
What is the next thing? So we have so far we discussed. First, you have to write sender's address. Then you have to date of writing the letter. The third one is salutation. And what comes next?
The body of the letter.
The body or the main content of the letter, isn't it? That we have to. It is in this part of the letter through which we convey our ideas or convey what we want to say to your friend. So that is the important part of the letter. So we can divide that into three. One is a good opening, content or body of the letter. First thing should convey it should begin with a good opening. How are you, dear? It's long since I heard from you. Phrases like that or sentences like that you can use. Then the second paragraph, that should be the first paragraph, a good opening. Then second paragraph should be the main idea to be conveyed. In this particular letter, you have to. So Martha is writing about the scholarship jacket, the prestigious award which is given to the class valedictorian every year in her school. So that custom carried out in her school, how much she longed for the scholarship jacket, the person behind her inspiration, why the scholarship jacket was her only chance. So you could make that part very, elaborate if you know the story. So these are the points that you have to add in that paragraph, in the second paragraph. That is the main idea to be conveyed through the letter. Then we should have a conclusion. That is, example is given there. What is the example given there?
Convey my regards to all at home.
Convey my regards to all at home and
Reply.
waiting for your reply. Hope to see you soon. All these are anyway. Convey my regards to all at home, or convey my regards to uncle, aunt, and your little brother. So you can write like that, and waiting for your reply, or hope to meet you soon, like that. Phrases like that you can use. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Then
Yes,
is
sir.
the next is yeah. Then the next one is the leave taking phrase. Leave taking is you are leaving with that person through the letter. So you have to conclude it. You have to close it properly. So which are the leave taking phrases we can use in a friendly letter?
Yours lovingly with lots
Yours
of love.
lovingly or lovingly yours with
With
lots of
love.
love while writing an informal letter. First one, what is the first thing? Hello?
So,
Yeah. What are the points that you have to remember while writing an informal letter?
The
First one,
sender's address,
sender's
sender's address,
date,
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 salutation,
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 uh,
content or
content,
body of the letter,
content or body of the letter that has to be divided into three paragraphs. The first one is a good
open,
opening, then the second
idea to be
paragraph,
to be
idea to be conveyed. The third one, a conclusion
conclusion.
paragraph. You are concluding the letter. Yes.
the leave taking.
Then the leave taking phrase, yours loving. Normally students write, yours lovely. That is a wrong phrase. Don't ever write yours lovely. Yours lovingly. That is a phrase. Then last one.
The
Sender's
sender's name
name
and
from
form.
Yes. We'll have a look at the letter. This is this is a model actually. Blue Hill Cottage, Kovalinga, 11 May 2020. Dear Catherine, as you said, dear plus name, or dear Kathy, you can write. If you are calling Catherine as Kathy, then you can write dear Kathy. Okay. How are you, dear? It's long since I heard from you. Hope you are hope you are all fine and well. So that's a good opening sentences. And we have come to the next part, that is the main idea to be conveyed. Can somebody read the second paragraph? Me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's May.
Yeah.
We are close to our graduation. As usual, spring fever had struck me with a vengeance. As you know, in our Texas school, there is a tradition carried out every year. The class valedictorian is awarded with a scholarship jacket. It is a gold and green jacket with a big gold S on the front left side, and the winner's name will be written on the pocket. Hope you remember my sister Rosie. She had won the jacket a few years back. I too dream of getting that jacket this year. I had been a straight A student since the first grade, and this last year I look forward very much winning that jacket. This scholarship jacket is my only chance. As we are poor, I could not participate in sports at school because it is very expensive. I have to pay the registration fees and cost of the uniform. Also meet the expense for trips out of town. For the last 8 years, I was working hard chasing this dream,
Yeah.
getting that jacket. I'm sure I deserve it than anybody else in my school, and my dream come true.
It's a very good, fine. Play. Very, very nice. Everything is included there. The main idea which she wanted to mark over to convey to her friend is given over there. The main points have been summarized there. Okay, good. The last paragraph, the conclusion.
so.
Yeah, read.
How about your studies? Is it going on well? Kindly pray for me. Also convey my regards to all there, to uncle and your little brother. Hope to meet you during the vacation. Awaiting a reply from you at the earliest. With lots of love. Martha.
Signed, Martha. So this is I couldn't say it's a model. This is the teacher version. You can take it like that. Okay, fine. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any confusion regarding this writing informal letters?
No, sir.
No,
Okay,
sir.
fine. Okay. This is a lesson, in which almost all the possible discourses can be asked. There is scope for all the discourses. Profile is there, informal letter is there, formal letter is there, then review is there. So all these can be asked from this lesson. Okay, now good. Then formal letter. Look at the question here. The management decides to change the policy regarding the scholarship jacket. The principal feels uncomfortable and unhappy about this change. He expresses his resentment, disagreement, that is resentment, എതിർപ്പ്, other, in a letter to the management. Now, this is a formal letter. Why it's a formal letter?
Because it's sent to officials.
Because it is sent to an officer or an official, isn't it? So, those letters which we send to an office or an officer or to an official, it is called to be a formal letter. Moreover, while writing a formal letter, we have to keep some formalities. Okay. What is a formal? What are the points to remember for a formal letter? It is given there. This image I have taken from your textbook. It's nothing else from there. It is nowhere else from there. So first thing you have to write the sender's address with date. There you can mention the name or the position you possess. For example, here the principal is writing the letter to the management. So he can write principal, or you can quote a name over there, principal, Texas School, Texas. Then next thing,
Receiver's address.
receiver's address or the recipient's address. If you have noticed, correspondence in Malayalam from any offices, for example, for your district educational office, it will be there in your school. Because in Kerala, now everything is Bharana Bhasha, Madru Bhasha, that is the motto, they say. So they send all the letters in Malayalam, almost. So there you can have two phrases. One is Prekshidan, that is the phrase there. Prekshidan. That means the person who sends the letter or the details of the person who sends the letter. അതാണ് പ്രേക്ഷിതൻ. Suppose your headmistress or headmaster or your principal is sending a letter to the district educational officer, that Prekshidan will be headmistress or principal, GHSS, Neyatindara. That will be the Prekshidan, that part. Then recipient is the district educational officer. So the district educational officer, Neyatindara, that would be the recipient's or the receiver's address. Then comes the salutation. What is the salutation?
Dear sir or madam.
No need of dear sir or madam. No need of adding that phrase, that adjective dear there, because you may not. Sometimes you may not know that person, the person to whom you are writing the letter personally. പക്ഷെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് വ്യക്തിപരമായിട്ട് ആ മനുഷ്യനെ അറിയത്തില്ല. You don't have any intimacy with that person. Then why should we write dear sir, dear madam? No need. You just write sir or madam. So that is the best salutation phrase for a formal letter. Suppose if you are writing a letter to your class teacher or your principal or your headmistress, of course you can add dear sir or dear madam, of course. But when you are writing a letter to an official whom you do not know personally, then it is better to use sir or madam. One second, one second. മോനെ അല്ല ഞാനൊരു കാര്യത്തിന് വേണ്ടി വിളിച്ചായിരുന്നു, സാരമില്ല. ഇപ്പോൾ കുഴപ്പമില്ല, ഞാനൊരു ലിങ്ക് എനിക്ക് അയച്ചു തരാൻ വേണ്ടി വിളിച്ചായിരുന്നു, കുഴപ്പമില്ല. I'm sorry. Then we have the content or the main body of the letter. There also we should have a good beginning. There you have to write the purpose of writing. What made you write this letter? So here this letter, in this particular context, the principal begins with like this: I write this letter to express my concern regarding the policy of the school board, regarding the concern about the policy regarding the scholarship jacket. So that makes a good beginning. Then he has to say the purpose of writing the letter. Purpose of writing the sudden change in the policy, school's tradition, which is carried out every year, deserving student, Martha, etc. All these things you have to mention over there. Then a good conclusion. Now, for a formal letter, a conclusion can be not like that what we learned in the previous letter. There we use hope to meet you soon, convey my regards to all, uncle, aunt, and your little brother. Of course, you can use phrases like that because that they are expressions showing intimacy with that particular person. But here, you know, what solution, that should be the concluding part. What solution do you expect from the person who receives the letter? നിങ്ങൾ കത്തയക്കുന്ന ആർക്കാണോ ആ മനുഷ്യനിൽ നിന്നും ഈ കത്തിലൂടെ നിങ്ങൾ പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്ന കാര്യത്തിൽ നിന്നും എന്ത് പരിഹാരമാണ് നിങ്ങൾ പ്രതീക്ഷിക്കുന്നത് അതായിരിക്കണം അവിടെ നിങ്ങൾ കോട്ട് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. So here look at the phrase used here. I request. Can you hear me? Hello? Am I
Yes,
audible?
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Am I audible now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
By mistake, I just reduced the volume. That's why. Sorry. Okay. So I request to reconsider the change of policy and arrive at a favorable decision. So that's a very good conclusion here. Then leave taking phrases, you can use these two. Yours faithfully or yours sincerely. These are the two phrases. Then again, what is next? What is next? One more thing is there.
Name
Name,
and
signature,
sign.
yeah, and sign. Then one more thing I would like to add here. Just can you see my mouse pointer here?
Yes, sir.
Ah,
Yes,
just
sir.
after, yeah, very good. Just after salutation, you can add one more line. That's the subject line. Subject. കത്തിന്റെ വിഷയം. Because this is a formal letter. The person who receives this letter is a busy person. He is an officer or an official. So he receives every day a lot of correspondences. So he may not get time to go through each and every word in the letter. So we use the subject phrase in order to give him a hint about the content of the letter. So subject line or subject phrase is actually a short description or a hint to the content or the body of the letter. So here, suppose if the principal writes a subject, what could be the subject here?
To reconsider the change of policy
Change of policy regarding the scholarship
regarding
grant.
the scholarship jacket.
Yes, that is the best subject line that can be added. So first thing, sender's address with date, recipient's address, salutation, then subject, then content. That should be divided into three paragraphs. A good beginning, purpose of writing the letter, the main idea to be conveyed in the second paragraph, and the third paragraph of the body of the letter is a conclusion. And then leave taking, and finally signature and the name. So shall we have a look at the letter?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes, yes. See, principal, Texas School, 11/11/2020. The school director board, Texas School, Texas. Sir, salutation. Subject, reconsideration of the policy regarding the scholarship jacket. So by reading that line, the recipient could get an idea what is stated in the letter, isn't it? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's why we often use that subject line in the letter. Okay. Yeah. The beginning of the letter. What is it? Can somebody read it for me?
I am writing this letter to express my concern regarding the scholarship jacket.
Okay. Second paragraph. Somebody else?
Since it was introduced in our school till date, it was awarded for free of cost to the winner, the student who maintained a straight A grade from first grade till eighth. I wonder why this year there was a sudden change in the policy. I feel since it is a scholarship jacket, it is an award to be given free for the deserving, whosoever it is. Don't be
ആരായിരുന്നാലും whosoever it is. Look at the sentence. I feel since it's a scholarship jacket, it is an award to be given free for the deserving, whoever it is, whether it is Martha or whether it is Joel or somebody else. Okay, good, fine. Continue.
don't be biased in the decision regarding the scholarship jacket.
In my opinion, it should be given free to the awardee.
Don't be biased, meaning we are favoring a particular person. അതാണ് ബി ഡോണ്ട് ബി ബയസ്ഡ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ബയസ്ഡ് ആവുക എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മൾ ആരുടെങ്കിലും ഒരാൾക്ക് വേണ്ടി പക്ഷപാതം ചെയ്യുന്നതിനെയാണ് ബയസ്ഡ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, ഗുഡ്. ലാസ്റ്റ് പാരഗ്രാഫ്. Somebody else?
In the light of this, I request the board to reconsider the decision and arrive at a genuine and acceptable decision, anticipating a favorable decision on your part. Yours faithfully, signature Mr. Alfred Williams, Principal.
Okay, it's fine and clear, right? Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
See, you needn't copy all these sentences. You needn't by heart all these sentences. You can write it in your own way. I'm just giving you a teacher version. That's all.
Okay, sir.
I hope. Did I confuse?
No, sir.
Why there is a slow? No, no, sir. Say it confidently. Am I? Are you confused?
No, sir.
Okay, good, fine, fine. Okay. So that is one possible discourses. Formal letter can be asked, informal letter can be asked. Okay, from this particular lesson. Next is, sorry, a review. A review is what? A critical evaluation of a story or a piece of literature. That is review. So while writing the review, especially this particular story, what are the things that you have to mind? One, how will you write a review? That is my question. First thing, what should you write about? Hello?
About the author,
You have to write about the author, Martha Salinas.
the
Then
story, and the theme
the
in brief.
story and the theme, or the theme and the story in brief. Okay. For example, this is a story about a girl who had to encounter many obstacles for getting that scholarship jacket. That's the story theme. Yes. Then you have to summarize the story. So make all these things into paragraphs. The first three, four things in one paragraph. The second one, the summary of the story, another paragraph. Then summary of the story. While writing the summary, you need to mention each and every aspect. Just mention the important events. That's enough. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Fine. Next,
About the characters.
analysis of the characters, especially Martha, grandfather. They are the two main characters. Yes. Then,
The characters which we like the most.
so that is how you are reviewing it. Actually, the last two paragraphs is the review part. The other are just formalities, the summary of the story. So you have to analyze the characters. Martha is a character having a good confidence. അല്ലേ? വളരെ നല്ല ആത്മവിശ്വാസമുള്ള ഒരു പെൺകുട്ടിയാണ് മാർത്ത, അല്ലേ? Then next thing, the character which you like. You have to mention which character you like most and why. Then
The expressions you like the most and their significance.
which expression do you like the most? If you ask me that question, I will say two. One is Mr. Schmidt's statement. I will not falsify the record. That is one.
Grandfather's name.
Grandfather's statement. If you pay for it, Martha, then it wouldn't be a.
Scholarship jacket.
It is, actually that statement or that expression actually made a turning point in the story. Or it was that statement which made the principal change his decision, isn't it? Yes, they are the two important expressions in that particular lesson. Yes, then last paragraph should be how?
Of the story.
Overall impression of the story. Then you can write on the comment on the style of writing of the story. Style of simple, straightforward. What to say? Very simple. Even common people can read it. Then, what message the story conveys? Then, The
Tone
tone of the story meaning, is it melancholy or happy or something like that?
inspirational.
Inspirational. That is tone of the story. Then your personal opinion of the story. All these, the last, these things can be made in one or two sentences each. That's enough. One sentence or two sentences each, enough for um, uh, each point. That's enough. So when you write it together, it will make a review. I'll just show you one review. It's a big one. Now this is actually a 7 mark question, right? Did I discuss with you the question paper pattern last time in the last class? Hello, hello, friends.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Did I discuss you with the question paper pattern last in the last class? No.
Mm.
You say yes or no. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I didn't discuss, right? Didn't I? How questions will be asked? Did I discuss it? No.
No.
Yeah. Now these questions, I'll just show you that. These questions: review, narrative, and speech. These are the essay type questions. Question 17 and 18. Question number 17 and 18. The instruction to this question will be question number 17 to 18. Answer any one of the following. Each question carries 7 score. So you'll be given two questions, 17, and for these two questions, you will be given with minimum hints. That means hints in the sense, you know, the main points that you have to add. I'll show you one example. Can you see my screen right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See this one. Can you see now?
Yes, sir.
Question,
Sir.
each question will be having a instruction like this. You have to go through the instruction. Question 17 to 18. Answer any one of the following. Each question carries 7 scores. 1 into 7, 7. Here the question is: the boy in the story Adventures in a Banyan Tree was thrilled at seeing the fight between the cobra and the mongoose. You may also have the same feeling. Narrate the fight scene in your own words. You may begin like this: the boy was sitting on a platform halfway up the tree. So, uh, this beginning. If it is a narration, then the beginning will be given there. Or if it is an essay, right? For example, a review or something like that, you will be given with minimum hints. I'll show you another one. Sorry. See, look at this. This is last year's. See the fight between the cobra and the mongoose in the story. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the fight between the cobra and the mongoose in the story Adventures in a Banyan Tree is an exciting one. Narrate the fight scene in your own words. You will be given hints like this. Look at this. These hints will be given. Now, when you get these hints, you have to take out this hint. Cobra glides out of the clump. So you have some idea. So what happened just before it and what happened just after it. Just write two sentences about the incidents that happened before the cobra glide out of the clump. So it was an April afternoon. The boy was sitting on the platform which he had made halfway up the tree. He was reading. While he was when he was bored of reading, he just looked around and then he saw a cobra gliding out of the clump, and also a mongoose emerges from the bushes. So that you have to add a few sentences. What happened before the hint and what happened after the hint in the story. So you can do this only if you know the story very well. So I repeat or I request you to have a thorough reading of the textbook. Look at this next one, writer. For the compassionate source, helping others means to find happiness. Prepare a writer based on the story, the best investment I ever made, justifying this statement. Narrator is a young doctor, so you can have who was he, when, where was he, what was he doing there. Then after this, what happened? Then a surgeon informs him about the suicide case. So what was that? What are the main incidents that happened before the coming of the surgeon to the age of chronic? And what did they do after the surgeon told the narrator about the suicide case? Then tries hard to bring the man back to life. The man comes back to just before and after the hints. There are so many things happened in the story, so you can say or you can write the main events. What happened just before the story and after the sorry before the hint given here and after the hint, and that will make a good narrative. Hints like this, minimum bare minimum hints will be given there. You can develop those hints and write into a readable narrative or write up or a description. So all these questions carry 7 marks. So for this examination, it is the question paper we had during the COVID time, last March and all. So then we had many choices. Here they were supposed to write answer in about 120 words. I think they can choose and write. No need of any that year even children wrote for about the whole question. There are when we valued the papers, there were many papers who wrote all the questions that were asked. They did not go for the choice, and we were while in the valuation centers, we were asked to uh, go- examine all the answers and give mark according to it, but the maximum mark should be 80. That was the instruction given to us. But here, this year it is not like that. You have to you can have only two questions here. You can choose one and write. And the possible questions in this part would be, I'll just show you. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Question number 1 to 6. Comprehension board 6 questions. 7 to 10 4 questions. one comprehension poem. Then question number 11 will be poem appreciation. One question, a few lines of the poem will be given, and you have to write the appreciation of the given lines. Given lines. I repeat, given lines. Then 12 to 16 is unfamiliar passage. A story or an article regarding a topic will be given there, and you have to go through the passage. It's an unfamiliar passage. Unfamiliar in the sense it is not a passage taken from the text you have studied or we have read. നിങ്ങൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്ത 10 ലെസൺസിൽ നിന്നല്ല അല്ലാത്തൊരു പാസേജ് പുറത്തുനിന്ന് ഒരു പാസേജ് തരും. 5 questions will be there, two or three factual questions, one vocabulary question will be there, then one fill in the blanks can be there, and one difficult level question will be there. You want to see examples for all these? Hello? Hello, friends.
Yes, sir.
Do you
Sir,
want to, do you want to see examples?
yes, sir.
Okay, one.
Yes, sir.
Unfamiliar passages, right? Let's do another. Look at this. Re- Read the passage given below and answer the questions that follow. This is a passage about a guru and 5 questions. That is the unfamiliar passage. Is it clear now? We don't have much time
Yes,
to go
sir.
through all this. That's why I'm just skipping it. So one question will be like that. Then that is question number 12 to 16. Then question number 17 and 18 essay type question. Any two questions will be there. You have to write any one. Question answer is sorry. Score is 1 into 7 marks. One question. So the possible discourses that can be or questions will be asked. Here it is: narrative, review, speech, and write up also. Write up also may be asked. Write up will be asked. Then question number 19 to 21, that is paragraph questions discourses ആണ്. You'll be given 3 questions. You have to choose any two, and write. And the possible discourses that would be asked will be letter, diary, notice. We have discussed these three, right?
Yes, sir.
Then question number 22 to 26, it is short essay questions, that is discourses. This should be in 60 words at least. Question number 19 to 21 should be in 60 words. Short essays discourses are 5 questions will be given there. You have to choose any three. The possible discourses that could be asked there would be news report, conversation, profile, paragraph, and interview questions. These are the or thoughts, writing thoughts or description about description. This can be the character sketch also. Character sketch also could be asked here. Which are the questions? Question number 22 to 26. Then we move on to the 27 to 31. That is information transfer question. That means information will be given in one form. You have to convert that into another form. I'll show you one example. Information transfer. Okay. Yeah. Information transfer. Just familiarizing you with it. Look at the front covers of certain books and answer the questions that follow. The first one, can somebody read it for me?
Yes, sir.
Now,
We Which book will you present to a friend who likes poetry?
Hmm. Which book? Your friend likes poetry. Which book will you suggest for him?
Gentle breeze.
Exactly. That's enough. That much is enough. Gentle breeze. Or if you want to write a little more, then gentle breeze and anthology of poems. It's a 1 mark question. You should answer only according to the score. Then second one,
Name the publisher of the book written by uh,
Penny Ure.
Penny Yu.
Yeah.
Cambridge University Press.
Name publisher of Cambridge University Press. That's enough. Third one,
Your friends are searching for a play to be staged in the school fest. Which book will you recommend?
yeah.
Mm, Pygmalion.
Pygmalion.
Yeah, Pygmalion by G.B. Shaw. That's enough. Good. Next one,
Name the award Arundhati Roy received in 1997.
yes.
Booker Prize.
Booker Prize. Very good. Last one,
A learner who wants to make his or her language learning interest will select 5 minutes activities.
yeah, 5 minutes act. Learn language with fun, 5 minutes activities. So this is information transfer question. Either sometimes you'll be given with a table with some details, maybe authors, their books, their nationality, their awards, and some say 5 questions would be asked from that table. So you have to pick the answer from the given table. Maybe sometimes a pie diagram will be given there, and you have to analyze the pie diagram and then answer the following questions. Right? This is what is called information transfer questions. Did you had a pre-model exam in your district? Disha ma'am, did you had a pre-model?
Sir, test series.
Test
The
series.
series. Okay, okay. And I hope that you had come across such questions, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine, fine. So, got an idea. Then editing, then information transfer. Then question number 32 can be a reported speech. Two will be there. One question is only there, but two subdivisions are there, or two sub questions will be there. What did he ask? What did the other reply? So it is a 2 mark question. Sometimes it may not be there, but in the pre-model test we had in our school last week, there were no reported speech, but there is possibility for reported speech in your this public exam. Or when you write the model examination, you will be familiarized more with the question pattern. Then 33 is editing. Editing, a passage from your textbook will be given with some wrong verbs or forms or spelling errors will be given there. Do you want to see one model question for that? Editing?
So,
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll show you. I'll show you. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. The answers are given. Discover the answer. Okay, can somebody read it for me? Can somebody read it for me?
Yes, sir. The spreading branches of the
Wait, wait,
banyan
wait,
tree.
wait, wait. First of all, you have to read the instruction. Normally, children skip the instruction. You have to read through the instructions during the cool off time. Read the instruction.
There are some errors in the following passages. They are underlined. Edit them.
So the errors are, it's a passage. Some errors are there. It is underlined or given in bold letters. You have to edit them. Yes.
The spreading branches of the banyan tree,
Hmm.
who curved to the ground
So
and
they make the correction there. The who is a wrong word there.
which
Which?
which curved to the ground and took root again,
Ah,
forming a maze of arches,
ah.
gave endless pleasure.
Gave endless pleasure. Yes.
The tree was older than the house,
Ah,
older than grandfather,
yeah.
as old as the town of Dara,
Okay.
nestling in a valley at the foot of the Himalayas.
Himalayas capital it.
Exactly. Exactly. So the errors may be, maybe the tense of the verb, then relative clauses like this. There it is relative clause. Here in these two, the tenses are the errors. Here it is past tense, but here it is given as actually the gave is the correct form, but give is given there. So will be tense errors in tense, or sometimes in relative pronouns, or sometimes wrong prepositions may be given there. Then things like this. Actually, here is the positive degree should be used because we are using as long form. Then Himalayas also capital. Spelling errors also will be given there. So here you have to use a capital letters because it's a name of a mountain range. Wherever, whenever, and wherever you mention the name of mountain ranges, you have to write capital letters. So how will you answer this question in that for the examination? How will you write it?
Write the question
Writing
number,
A,
then
B,
write
C,
the
D,
correct.
Ah,
then write the correct answer.
yeah. Suppose this is a margin, no? Your answer script will have a margin like this. You put the question number 32. And inside you have to ask your teachers, at your schools to get you familiarized with the answer script before you write the exam. Okay. So A, which, B, um, if, C, old, D, Himalayas. Right? We should how write? Never ever copy the whole passage. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 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 We'll go back. We'll go back. We'll go back. We'll see. Then editing. That is editing. And question number 33, 34 is phrasal verb. You know what phrasal verbs is, right? What is a phrasal verb? Simply we can say it's a verb. But verbs usually have only single phrase. But phrasal verbs has got more than a word. A single word is a verb. Run, jump, sleep, write, cook, study. All these are single phrases, words. But in a phrasal verb, you will add something to the main verb. You add either a preposition or an adverb so that it takes a different meaning, entirely different from the root verb. I think I know that you didn't get me what I was trying to say. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Look at phrasal verb meaning verb plus preposition or adverb. Look at this word put on, come up with, call on, set aside, etc. Now, what is the meaning of the word put?
Keep.
With, to keep or to place or to drop something. This is the literal meaning of the verb put. But when you use put on meaning, it takes a different meaning, which has nothing to do with the root meaning of the word. Now, put simply means place, drop, keep, something like that. But put on means to dress or to wear. See the difference? Did you get me?
Yes, sir.
See, put meaning to place or to keep or to drop something. But put on meaning, it has no connection with the meanings I told earlier. Put on is an entirely different, takes an entirely different meaning because we add the preposition on to it. Put on, meaning to wear or to dress. Put across, to make understand or communicate. So now here I am trying to put across what phrasal verb is to you. Did you get me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ഫ്രേസൽ വെർബ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആ വസ്തുത അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആ ഒരു സാങ്കേതിക പദം എന്താണെന്ന് നിങ്ങളെ ധരിപ്പിക്കാൻ നിങ്ങളോട് അതിനെക്കുറിച്ച് ആശയവിനിമയം നടത്താൻ ഞാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുക. സോ പുട്ട് അക്രോസ് മീനിങ് ടു പോസ്റ്റ്പോൺ, പുട്ട് ഡൗൺ മീനിങ് ടു ഹ്യൂമിലിയേറ്റ്, പുട്ട് ഇൻ മീനിങ് ടു സ്പെൻഡ് ടൈം ഓർ insert or install, put up with meaning tolerate or bear with. So such questions will be asked. I'll show you one or two examples. You just wait. Yeah. Can somebody read it for me? Can somebody read it? I think some boys responded. Can any boy read it out, please? Boys who are present. Hello? Or anybody can read. No, 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 no problem. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Hello, are
Yes.
you there? Yeah, read somebody. We don't have time. It's already 8:19.
Oh, I have.
No, wait. First of all, read the instruction.
Read the following passage and use the phrasal verbs given in brackets to fill in the blanks.
So you are given a passage below. Some spaces are given in blank, and there you have to substitute or you have to fill it using the appropriate phrasal verb. So which are the phrasal verbs given there?
Put up with, get
Put up
away,
with.
get
What is the meaning of
over,
put up with? Put up with,
tolerate,
tolerate or bear with. Yes. Get away,
escape,
escape. Very good. Get over,
Overcome.
overcome, give up,
abandon or stop,
abandon or stop doing something. Then put across,
Communicate.
Communicate.
communicate or convey. Yes. Very good. Very good. Now you can do it. Oh, I read it. Oh, I have
I have given up hope
given
of
up.
a
Given
peaceful
up.
life.
Yeah.
All my attempts to
Bear with, tolerate with,
put up
tolerate.
with Aliakim
Yeah.
are in vain.
Ah.
He is cruel and has no sympathy for me.
Mm.
My grandfather doesn't reply to my letter.
Ah.
I tried to put
Convey or
across my
communicate. My
my
anguish.
anguish and misery to him in the letter,
Yeah.
but I don't know why he is reluctant to reply. I
Ah.
hope somehow I will get over the crisis.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Can somebody else read this? No need to read the instruction. You
Yes.
have got the instruction, right? Okay. Say the phrasal verbs given there. Set out. What's the meaning? Set out.
To begin.
Set out to begin or start a journey. Set out. Begin. Not only begin alone. Set out meaning to set out a journey or to begin something. Okay. Then put across.
Communicate.
Communicate or convey. Yes. Put on.
Where?
Wear. Come across.
To meet something
What?
unexpectedly.
To meet somebody by chance, not purposefully, unexpectedly, or accidentally. That is come across. Okay. Grandfather.
Set out.
Ah,
Put on his cap
put on his cap. Yeah.
and set out to the market.
And
To the
set out to the market.
On the
On
way,
the came across
Came
his
across his
friend,
friend.
Across his friend,
Ah,
to whom he
whom he put across
which
suggested
idea?
friend of buying a white rat.
Very good. Very good. Next. Make it up. Make it.
Achieve or succeed
Achieve or succeed in do.
unexpectedly.
Yeah, yeah. Put off,
Postpone.
postpone,
Save.
Save.
put in, save. Pardon, I'm sorry. Put in, initiate, or what do you say? Save, right? Hello, hello, friends.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Now it's
Sir.
okay. Can somebody do the answers? Vanga.
Wanga put
Yeah.
on his cap and ran out.
Hmm,
On the way, he came across the man at the butcher's shop.
hmm.
Wanga asked about him about the way to the city.
Hmm.
The man doubted whether Wanga would uh,
Achieve
make
or
out
succeed. Yeah. No, no. Achieve
make,
or succeed in doing something.
make it to the city.
Yeah, yeah. Make it to the city.
Since snowfall was heavy,
Ah,
the man asked Wanga to put off his journey for the
yes,
next.
yes. Very good, very good, very good. One more we'll do it and we'll go back. Just say remove,
Take off.
Take off.
air,
Put
Put off.
on.
started,
Set out.
Get
down.
out.
Out.
Met,
Came across.
Came
Close.
across.
continued.
Went on.
Yes.
Down.
Down.
So like this questions will be asked. That is uh, um, editing. That is phrasal verbs. Then close type. Close type. Close type. Have you familiarized with close type questions? You know what it is. You know passage will be given where one word will be missing, and in that missing place there will be a slash will be given there. So you have to find out the apt word there. Did you get me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Close type meaning, you'll be given a passage from the text, from the story. But one word will be missing in each sentence. And we have to find out I'll show you one example. Close type. Yeah, there it is. We supply the missing words in the following passage. This is close type. Vanka side dipped his pen
In
in the ink and went on writing. And yesterday I had such
a hiding.
A
Hiding.
hiding.
a hiding. The mother took me
By
By
the
the
head.
hair.
By the
uh,
hand.
and dragged me out
Into
Into
the yard.
the.
into the yard.
Yeah.
Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Ah, clear. Martha was very sad. Here the hints is not given. Martha was very sad. She never expected such
A tragedy.
a tragedy. She cried a lot. The principal was adamant, strict. He told her
To bring.
to
To
bring $15 from the dollars in their estate. She was born
in a poor.
in a poor
Yes,
family, so it was unable for her to bring.
The money.
The money.
Is it clear? This is closed type questions.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
yeah. So that is then the last one can be conversation. That means you will be given a conversation, but some places will be missing, and we have to supply the missing. Do you want to see examples for that? No need, right? You are so familiar with that.
Yes, sir.
And then word pyramid, that is also familiar to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
then
sir.
sentence pattern. You will be given three sentences with different sentence patterns: SVO, SVOO, SVOC, SVOOC, or something like that. Subject, verb, object, subject, verb, complement, subject, or two subjects linked by and you'll be asked to either you will be asked to say the sentence pattern, or you have to make two other or three other sentences in the same pattern. That's questions. So this is the pattern of questions. It's almost time for us to wind up. We didn't move on to the. my windows are open here. That's it. I'll send all this to your miss. Your miss will share it in your group, so then you can just refer it. So this is the review. So then one more is this news report. Almost all the discourses there is. That is why I told you, about this. Uh, what to say? There is scope for all discourses from this particular lesson. Martha is. Can somebody read it for me? Martha is awarded.
Martha is awarded the scholarship jacket by the Vice Chancellor of the University, Texas. Prepare a news report of the award ceremony.
Yes. You know how to prepare a news report, right? I'll
Yes.
just I'll just show you one slide. It should have a catchy title. You have to say what is reported, where it happened, when did it happen, and how did it happen, who were involved in it, what are the other details. And there is a writing style also. What is the writing style? First of all, you have to give the major details. The first line, you have to write there is the uh, catchy title must be there. Martha wants, Martha won the scholarship jacket, or Martha wins the scholarship jacket. Even though it's a past event, in for newspaper headings, you can use present tense. So Martha wins the scholarship jacket. So major detail meaning the explanation of the title must be the first sentence. But before that, we have some other things. You can say staff reporter. You can write the place line and the date line also. Texas, March 15th. A 9-year-old girl won the prestigious scholarship jacket this year um, in Texas school. Then you have to give more details. You can say something about Martha, or um, who awarded the this thing, who awarded her the scholarship jacket. Such details can be given. More details, major details, more details. Then comes minor details. That means the minute details that you wanted to add. So if after receiving the jacket, what did Martha say in his reply speech, or in her speech in reply? What did Martha say? That also can be given in the minor details. I'll just show it off the school this year. So this first sentence is an explanation of the title. Then the major details. This is the major detail up to this. This is more details, and this is the minor details. So you can arrange that in paragraphs. So that will make a fine newspaper report. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Then speech also, there is a chance for speech to ask. Here, in this question, you are not supposed to make any speech. You are supposed to prepare the text of a speech. നിങ്ങൾ നടത്താൻ പോകുന്ന പ്രഭാഷണത്തിന്റെ ഒരു ലിഖിത രൂപമാണ് നിങ്ങൾ പരീക്ഷയ്ക്ക് വേണ്ടി എഴുതുന്നത്. So there is chance for such a question also from this. You know. The notice also is there. The Texas school has decided to make the scholarship jacket awarding ceremony a great event. The principal issued a notice inviting all the students, teachers, parents, and well-wishers to the function. Prepare a likely notice issued by the principal. So we have discussed what notice is. So almost all the discourses could be asked from this particular lesson. There is chance for that. Then narrative also. In the story, Martha tells the story in her own. Martha tells her own story. Martha തന്നെയാണ് കഥ പറയുന്നത്. But imagine that you are a friend of Martha. You know everything that happened in her life in connection with the issue of the scholarship jacket. If you narrate the story, how would you do it, or how would the story be? So write the likely narrative. So you have to narrate the main points. You have to say something about Martha, Texas school, what was the tradition there, then what happened, what were the obstacles she had to face, and who supported her, what was her grandfather's attitude, and how did he finally won the scholarship jacket. So you have to mention about the role of Mrs. Schmidt. You have to refer something about Mr. Boone. So it will make You are just writing a summary of the story. That is narrative. And you have to narrate it in the perspective of yourself. നിങ്ങളുടെ ഭാഗത്തു നിന്ന് വേണം കഥ എഴുതാനായിട്ട്. Then the second one is ഞാൻ പെട്ടെന്ന് ഓടിച്ച് പറഞ്ഞു പോകട്ടെ, കുഴപ്പമില്ല. Can you spare 5 more minutes?
No problem,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Yes,
We
sir.
do, next is poetry. I told you what poetry, that poem is about. It is about, you know, yeah, the poet says his experience of being embraced by creativity. One day the poet was he did not know he had that creative skill in him, but he realized or he identified that he was a creative personality only when poetry came and touched him. So there in that poetry, കാവ്യദേവതയാണ് തെരുവിൽ നിന്ന് വന്ന് അദ്ദേഹത്തെ വലിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് പോകുന്നത്, പിടിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് പോകുന്നത്. So there he got the first touch of creativity. So their poetry is personified. You know what personification is, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Attributing human qualities to inanimate objects. മനുഷ്യത്വാരോപണം എന്നാണ് ആ അലങ്കാരത്തിന്റെ പേര്. മനുഷ്യത്വാരോപണം. മാനുഷിക ഗുണങ്ങൾ കൽപ്പിച്ച് പറയുന്ന അലങ്കാരമാണ് മനുഷ്യത്വാരോപണം അഥവാ personification. Then there are imageries also. Visual images are there. Auditory images are there. Many images are there. It's a very beautiful poem about how he became a poet. നെരൂദ ഒരു വലിയ പോയറ്റാണ്, വലിയ ഒരു accredited പോയറ്റാണ്, a widely known poet, Chilean poet ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ ആ poem also it's very important. Maybe appreciation part can be asked from that particular poem because it is in the fourth unit, right?
Yes,